What do you think the top 3 are in Chiang Mai, but could be your city, Yangon, wherever?
Electronic part.
Yeah, electronics. It's not in the top 3, but it's there, yes. And even though there's things like copper, gold, precious metals that are very valuable, that we have to take from the earth, that you could actually recycle from those electronics, but yeah. What else? What do you think the top 3 are? Like, have a guess. What have we been talking about? Very good.
Broken plastic.
Food waste, yes. It's actually number 1. Plastic, yes. Clothes, textiles is actually part of it. It's not the 3rd one, but it's up there. Food waste in Chiang Mai represents 62% of the waste going into the landfill. So just being dumped in the earth and left, just forgotten. Plastics, 22%, and paper, 7%. Now, interestingly, when you look at the data here, 62% plus 7%, so that's 70%, plus there's like biomass, it was a percent. So, okay, 70% is biodegradable. And in Chiang Mai University actually has a food waste biodigester. I was visiting it with the Professor Pruk last week. It's at the Step Science Park at the back. And they're now doing a pilot project outside of CMU at Mia Ha village to process the food waste from the restaurants and hotels. So this is now a pilot project, but the point is we know how to do this. And what do they get from the food waste biodigester? So what is the resource, the value we get as a community, as a society from that food waste biodigester? What do we get? So the food waste is put into a digester to digest it. Eat it, turn it around, gives off some gas, But what is the valuable resource we get from the food waste at the end of this process?
Fertilizer.
Sorry?
Fertilizer.
Is one, yes, which we can use on growing food. So food waste becomes food fertilizer. What else? Energy. Yes, we get energy. In what form? Do you know? Biodiesel. It could be, I think, in the CMU example, it's gas. But I think you can possibly get fuel. But it's gas, and they use that gas, and that gas could be used as like a Chiang Mai gas for the local people who are cooking and not having to buy the natural gas from the PTT. They could get it from here, maybe at a greatly reduced price or something like that. So this is when we start looking at the circular economy. Who here has heard of the name circular economy? One person.
Everyone there, I know.
Huh?
Everyone knows, I guess.
Everyone know? Okay, good. So then you know that putting this waste into a waste digester and producing valuable resource, gas, fertilizer, oil, energy, not for free, but the input is free, is circular economy thinking, which is what we're about. And the linear is take, make, waste, which is not what we're about. So, yeah, Chiang Mai. Now, this figure is a little bit old, so probably it could be more today. This is 400 tons produced and not recycled. So it's this awareness that is critical. It's not about anything, it's just about becoming aware. And fortunately, Thailand does have a roadmap at the government level, at the policy level, to deal with some of the things we talked about today, to deal with the waste and styrofoam. Now, I will say it's a policy which is different from law. Policy is an intention. An intention, everyone knows what intention is, right? It's like a goal, an intention. So policy, this is what this is policy, in my understanding. I don't think it's law, meaning you can get in trouble if you don't do it. So that would be a next step for businesses, etc. So the key point here is that in 2019, Thailand ratified an ASEAN agreement to focus on managing the waste. They're number 6 in the world for polluting the ocean. And their neighbors, their buddies, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, China, they're all in the same club for dumping in the oceans, which is also 20% of GDP tourism. I don't want to swim in an ocean with pollution, and none of my Western compatriots want to do that, that's for sure. So this is very positive and encouraging. Of course, we need to have action more than words. And so yeah, this is the government's roadmap on plastic waste management. It's actually 2018 to 2030. And we're already in 2019 was stop using the seals on the caps, the little seals on the caps, the little, for the and microbeads. Well, I mean, I think that's still being used. And then 2022, styrofoam. So your Grab, Food Panda, convenience food, that styrofoam, that white styrofoam is extremely toxic. And when animals eat it, they die, and it just goes out into the food web. So styrofoam is a big one. Straws, bags. So this is stop using this. Now, we need to see how that is in reality. Like, oh, please stop using this versus you can't use this. Because please stop using this and it's the cultural norm is not going to help. I mean, it's like...
We're already 2/3 of the year through.
Very well spotted, Cher. I was going to ask the class about that, but well done. And then by 2022, which, where are we now, August, recycle 50% of total plastic waste generated. So, of course, we're looking for some alignment with words and policy and action. So hopefully we can contribute to the awareness of the local community with, thinking about solutions. Yeah, this is some of the detail. I think if you want to learn more about it, you just type in Thailand's roadmap. Yeah, we don't need to know this detail. We got it here. It's fine.